So last time on Absolute Wonder Woman number 8, we got introduced to a lot of different things. Diana, with one grand spell, was able to create her own base of operations in the forest of Gateway City. On top of that, we were introduced to a secret facility called Area 41, a facility that houses Dr. Poison. And in this place, Dr. Poison was able to create these tiny little Tetra spiders that were able to wreak havoc all over Gateway City, getting the attention of Diana. And while fighting the spiders off, she was able to pinpoint where they were coming from. They were coming from Poison. So in a rage, Diana storms into the building and is ready to beat Poison into a pulp, only to have something abruptly revealed so that she can stop in her tracks. Dr. Poison knows where one of Diana's sisters are. She knows where an Amazon is located. And now it's time to find out what Diana is gonna do about it. And she is truly in no mood as she dangles Dr. Poison out of the window. And as Poison begs to get brought back inside so that she can get to the controls, Diana lets her know. No games, Doctor. You have seen what I will do to save this city. Do not think yourself special. And remember, everybody saw what she was able to do against the Tetracide. She is not playing. She has no problem killing Dr. Poison. Although she may find that difficult when she sees Poison's true form, something that's brought up in conversation after she tosses Poison back into the building. And Diana figures this out, I don't want to say a lazy way, but it feels very Batman-esque. She didn't really have much to go on and immediately found out that the Poison is Dr. Poison's true form. And all she really told her was, if you hit me, the poison would have leaked out and killed people, and off that, Diana figured it all out. It doesn't just stop there though. She was also able to figure out that the government are the ones that gave her the Tetracide sound so that she could make these Tetra spiders. Something that pisses off Diana even more than Dr. Poison herself. Again, I feel like she jumped to this conclusion way too fast. Maybe it was a bit lazy. I don't know how she figured all this out in a few lines of dialogue from Dr. Poison. But what I find more interesting is Poison points out she can see Diana is more angry at the people who did this than the Tetracide that nearly nuked the city. And that's because Diana understands the Tetracide was sent here to do what it knew how to do and nothing else. But humans really have a choice to be this way, and they chose to take such a dangerous weapon and hurt other people. This is something that really gets to Diana. And Poison lets her know she understands that monster more than she understands people, which is probably going to be a running theme when it comes to Diana understanding just how cruel normal humans can be. Now she tells Dr. Poison to bring all the spiders up here so that she can prepare a spell and destroy them all properly. Not only that, but she does finally want to know where her sister is. How does Dr. Poison know about an Amazon? But first, Poison asks for a trade. If she's able to be let go unharmed, she will give Diana all the information she needs. And Diana promises her if she continues to hurt people, they will meet again. But now we find out exactly what Poison is talking about, as she brings up Area 41 and lets her know at the lowest levels they were able to find an ancient maze. And inside this maze, there were all kinds of creatures already trapped in there. And over time, they put normal humans and other creatures they didn't understand in this maze. And as Poison lets her know that they did not put the Amazon in there, she was already trapped inside this maze, Diana naturally wants the coordinates so that she can go free her. And odds are, knowing her, she's gonna free everyone else that shouldn't be in that maze in the first place. But these are beings trapped inside Area 41, so Poison tries to let her know the security is gonna be intense. But this does not worry Diana at all. All she wants is the coordinates as she finishes her spell and makes the spiders willingly walk into hell, removing that threat from the city and telling Poison do not do this again and that she will be watching. And now that she has the coordinates she needs, she prepares herself to go on this journey to possibly save her Amazonian sister. Now of course this seems like a trap, especially since Poison cannot be trusted and Steve says as much, but this argument doesn't really go anywhere as Diana ends it pretty quickly by asking Steve would he leave her to such a fate? Would he leave her in that maze if there was something he could do? And of course he says nothing, because just like how Diana would do anything for her fellow Amazonian sisters, Steve would do anything for her, so there's no point in arguing and she continues to prepare to leave. Now after Diana tells her friends about a three-headed regenerating manticore she had to kill, she is ready to create a door into this maze, but Steve tries to stop her and let her know that he spoke to someone he trusts and that this is not an ordinary maze. This doesn't actually have an exit, it is a prison sealed off and that Diana will not be able to find her way out. He wants her to stop just for a moment to collect a little more information. But she is not trying to hear this, and something being sealed off is not a problem for her, as she tells him, I make my own doors. And she literally creates a door and walks right into the maze. If this is a trap, Diana walked right into it, ready for whatever is thrown her way. Now before we see what's going on in this mysterious maze, we see a flashback of Kid Diana waking up her mother Circe after having a dream. And when she explains the woman she saw in this dream, Circe tells her it's Artemis. As she continues to question Diana asking if Artemis said anything else, she says she was told to meet her outside at dawn, something that sends Circe into a panic when she even curses. And at this age, in this place, Diana has no idea what curse words are, so it takes her by surprise. But either way, she asks Diana to put on her best clothes and boots and all the weapons she can reasonably carry, as she runs off like a little warrior baby with all these demons following her, prepared to go out and fight. But this all worries Circe deeply, as she continues to tell herself it is too soon. But now we get back to the present, where Diana officially walks into the maze, prepared to save her Amazonian sister. And as she closes the door behind her, she smells something terrible. She even starts to talk about how of all the heightened senses she has, she wished she had diminished smell. And as she lights her own torch, she thinks back on how Dr. Poison was able to bait her so easily. She knew all Diana wanted was to find one of her sisters. And just by mentioning that, it stopped her right in her tracks. So although it looks like she doesn't really care about anything else, she does understand Steve's concerns, and that they're definitely well-founded. The issue is, she also knows when someone is telling a lie, and she knows Dr. Poison was telling the truth. Although she's clearly being manipulated to go down here, Dr. Poison does believe there is an Amazonian trapped. The question is, will Diana be able to find her sister in this prison and free her? And as Diana continues to go through this maze, she can hear a bunch of fighting. So as she throws on the shiesty and pulls out the Nemesis lasso, she sees a Minotaur fighting a bunch of fishmen. And the fishmen stand no chance. Now I think this is a pretty cool way to use the Nemesis lasso, because Diana has no idea who is the bad guy in this engagement. So as she sees one of the fishmen being ripped to pieces, she throws one of them out of the way and uses the lasso on the Minotaur. And either this will stop it if the Minotaur is evil, or it will show her that the Minotaur is innocent in this engagement. And it actually shows her that the Minotaur is innocent, so she immediately jumps into the fight, helping him fight off the fishmen. And as Diana tries to get a little more information out of the Minotaur, asking if they're fighting for their lives or something more, he replies, more. They want Petra. As he charges through all these fishmen, and we see Petra is a small child and a siren. And Petra is not in good shape. She's nearly dead, so Diana and the Minotaur really get to work trying to get rid of these fishmen, but they're not stopping, and this is becoming a war of attrition. So Diana comes up with a plan, as she tries to find a way to secure a retreat. And Diana decides to try intimidation and threats to see if she can scare off the fishmen, as she tells them, "You have had but a taste of the Nemesis lasso, fiends, but it cries out for your sin. Let it taste more. Come closer, I beg you." And this is actually enough to get them to retreat, but the Minotaur makes it clear they need to leave because the fishmen will simply come back and redouble their attack. So as they retreat, Diana and the Minotaur exchange names and start to have a conversation. And he tells Diana that he has always been in the maze. When Poison brought up the fact that when Area 41 found this maze, some of these creatures were already there, he is one of those creatures. Which is incredibly sad, but as he says himself, how do you even know what you have lost when you have never had it? He's never had freedom, all he knows is this maze. But because he's always been here, Diana thinks this is the perfect time to ask him, does he know of an Amazon? Is there an Amazon in this maze? And the only thing Ferdinand can think of is CLEA. Although he cannot confirm she is an Amazonian, based on her strength, it must be the person Diana is talking about. And CLEA is nothing to mess with. See, this person has taken full control of the maze. Not only is she powerful, but she is the woman that is hunting Petra, the kid siren. But this is all interrupted by CLEA herself, as she makes it clear. It's not CLEA, it's Queen CLEA, as we see her surrounded by all the fishmen. And as CLEA threatens to torture and kill Ferdinand for disrespecting her, we see Diana make it pretty clear. That is no Amazon. And it looks like we're up for a battle between Diana and Queen CLEA. But that battle is for the next issue, because this is where the issue ends. And just like how we caught up on Absolute Batman, the next issue will catch us up on Absolute Wonder Woman, which means we'll finally get back into Absolute Superman, which I'm also very behind in. But soon enough, we'll be caught up on all three. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you on the next one.